For some of you might be feeling very, very uncomfortable in your own body, uncomfortable in your own home, uncomfortable in where you live, the location, the state of your life at the moment. On the outside, although you may dip in and out of states of feeling quite content and euphoric, yet something just feels really, really off. You feel as though you fit in one way, but you don't quite fit in another way. You feel as though you're not really at home. And it isn't about you meeting other people. It isn't about you finding your own tribe. It is about you finding your own skin again. It's you being comfortable in your own skin again, in your own flesh again. And this discomfort that we suddenly start feeling is very, very prominent, especially at times when we are shifting into different parallels, we're shifting into different timelines, and we're not quite there fully. For those of you who are actively working to call in timelines, to actively engage with parallel versions of yourself that you want to experience, and for those of you who are currently engaging with bringing yourself into wholeness, calling different parts of you back to yourself, putting yourself whole again in terms of you now bringing in all of the many yous that have experienced parallel lives, different dimensions, different planes. So you find that you are not quite fully here. And your dreams seem to be a little bit more real. Your dreams stay with you for the rest of the day. You have certain experiences that you can't really explain. There's certain things that happen during the day. They might be a thought, and it may not even be something that you're consciously aware of, but suddenly you'll start to feel something. An ickiness, or sometimes you'll feel really, really happy, you'll feel really blissed out, you'll feel really peaceful, but you don't know what this is pertaining to. Now, the interesting thing here is, folks, because we are in the process of bringing wholeness to us, you're in the process of spiritual Kundalini awakening. Now, it isn't just going to affect you as the version of you right now, but this thing is going to affect you on all planes of existence, wherever you are, all of you. And that is the fundamental with Kundalini. When your Kundalini is activated, it isn't just the case of it being activated in this present life that you're aware of, but it has ramifications of all of you across all of your experiences as far as time is concerned, whether it was before, whether it is to come, whether it is the past, the ancestrals, the DNA, which is why we say when you go through this Kundalini awakening, it is literally clearing off samskaras. It's clearing off the lineage. It won't just be the lineage, which is the physical lineage that, you can do a family tree and go back generations. No. But the lineage to do with the source of you. So from the source of you will be the individuate sense of self that forms, that divides itself. So if you like, you could call it a suprasoul that then goes and divides itself, or you can call it spirit. Then when it wants to have an experience, starts to then divide itself into a soul, into different bodies, which is what it means for us to be embodied. Spirit embodied is the soul. And with that, having had different experiences and living on different timelines, so that there are many yous available right now in the existence, depending on what version is best suited to wherever you are at that point in time. It'll be a part of you that might be doing something, which is why some of you will be so drawn towards something, including what you really, really want to manifest, is simply because you're already living that manifestation somewhere else and you are becoming more aligned with that. Now remember, in this case, it's not that because you lack something, and actually because you feel the absence of something could also mean that you feel the absence of something because it's already being lived out somewhere else, and because it's you, part of you, you feel that I don't feel like I'm really living where I ought to be in my life right now. And this isn't about material success or how many cars you have or how many houses. This is you, really the whole embodiment of you right now never feels right. You feel like, no, I don't really belong here. Now in that position of feeling, hey, I don't belong here, then we start to seek answers and we'll feel attracted towards certain schools of thought. We'll feel that, that sounds like me. That really, really sounds like me. Yeah. So what is actually happening is the bringing back together of the fragments, bringing them into wholeness again. As you go through this, you'll reach a stage where you are feeling really uncomfortable. When we have that, a lot of discomfort, we are not quite fitting. You're not fitting, whether it's your clothes, whether it's whatever it is that you're doing right now, but you just feel that, this isn't it. This isn't me. This doesn't feel comfortable. This doesn't feel like home. That homely feeling has gone. Apart from the fact that we have nothing to hold on to because you're, in a place of the unknown. But this sort of neither here nor there is also that there is now an amalgamation of all of the yous. Now, when the amalgamation is taking place, there is also that real feeling of divisiveness between all of this, so that one version doesn't quite fit or feel like you at all. And so it's almost like you're being repelled from that. Yeah. But as you're being repelled from that, all of you is coming together, but not in the sense that your experiences are coming together. No. It's a bit like you're tallying your accounts. Okay, you've had the experience, take. But as you do this, it falls away, as opposed to it getting embedded and becoming a memory that is being played out. It literally cancels itself out. And as it cancels itself out, you become less entrenched or embedded in just the physicality of the experience. So you move into a more crystalline way of being. Now, as you're doing that, you're really uncomfortable. And for some of you, your diets are all over the place. You don't know what to eat. For some of you, you'd rather not eat. You'd rather stick to maybe just fluids for the whole day. And if it isn't fluids, you can't quite get the right nutrition for yourself. Or it might be a case of you trying to get as clean as possible, including your water, your toothpaste, where you get your vegetables and fruits from, everything else. You feel that you really, really want to clean up. But no matter how much you are cleaning your environment or your diet, your home or your clothes, and going all cotton or khadi or, going all organic, you still feel that you haven't quite gotten into that full zone of, now I feel clean and cozy and comfortable, and I feel like, wow, I found my place again. And folks, not to worry, because this is absolutely normal, because you are almost changing bodies. Your body type is changing. And as this happens, your diet and everything, your environment is going to change, and you're quite likely to even shift homes. You're quite likely to go somewhere else. Perhaps certain places are just not cutting it with you, and it's changing. It's changing because your structure is changing. Whether it's the DNA, whether it's the whole makeup of the way this body is constituted, it's all changing. Whilst that is all changing, because that density of experience is cancelling, it's cancelling it out. You're moving yourself into versions of you that were less dense as you work through the density. So there's some of you that's living in one place, some of you that's living in another place, but you're now really feeling the divide. You're really feeling that cut through the different planes. You can actually feel where one plane starts and another finishes. You're sort of between planes. Between planes is what makes us really uncomfortable, and which is something, a lot of you will feel that you've lived 10 lives, you've lived multiple lives in one life. And a lot of you will say, well, I can't even remember. You'll feel as if that didn't even happen to you, something that you can't even recollect. And interestingly, you may not even want to recollect. And folks, very vital, this is after you've been through the healing, after you've been through the wholeness. Not that you're trying to escape a memory, but when you've been through the whole thing, you won't even want to revisit something because you're indifferent. There's nothing that is active in you because you've moved from the experienced or the experience body or the experience plane. You are sitting on the wisdom plane. You're sitting on a completely different plane now. But the discomfort, folks, will pass. It will pass. But allow for whatever is happening to just happen. Don't resist it. Don't try to fit yourself into something like, oh, I must look like this, or I must be doing this, or I must be doing this. Just go with whatever is happening without judgment. As always, sending you so much love. Take care.